Hello everyone and welcome back to PGP Motorsports Park with the fourth race of the winter season. You're joining us today for the last chance qualifying. These are the people who had their heat races and were not able to make it into the top 10 for their respective heat races. So here they have their last chance to make it to the final. Only the top 4 will make it through. So with with a total of 12 drivers, only the top 4 will make it through. Who are the drivers that have to make it through the last chance qualifying today?
So we only got 12 drivers today, mainly because these super wet conditions. This rain will not let up. Therefore, everybody's wearing similar stuff. I can see that on pole position we have Thomas Heacock, and in second place, currently next to him in the front row, is William Frazier. Manny Hernandez with his very visible yellow race suit. Everybody loves that race suit. They're too far away, I can't tell who's in third, but I'll get that information for you shortly. It'll also appear in the top right when it refreshes. But here they come, round roller coaster.
Yeah, so they're rounding their way through roller coaster, and it looks like one driver's requesting a new cart.
Yeah, it looks like something's wrong with someone's cart. We might have a go-around, depending if there's a technical issue.
Yeah, let me look at the flag to see what decision they'll make. It'll be...
He's telling everybody to hold up at the grid. Stop. Stop.
It's a stop, so...
Come on, Tom. Stop. There we go. There we go. Everybody stopped.
All right, everyone stopped.
Yeah.
They're going to get him the new cart.
Yeah, if there's a technical issue with one of the carts before the race, they'll hold everyone up because it's not fair if you can't race because your cart broke. So it looks like they are preparing a new cart, and they're going to drive it out to him now.
Yep, so we'll cut to right when they get going again. Yep. The cart's been added to the flag, pulling out the defunct cart, and the flag's waved and they're waved. They're going to steamroll their way towards turn 1. Steam being the apt description here, as they're kicking up a whole bunch of water, a bunch of mist for the people deep in the pack. And let's see if they make it cleanly through turn 1. It's not really a braking zone, so it's pretty easy to get through there safely. Then this is where people start jostling for positions here at turn 2. But coming up is the first braking zone of the wet race in the LCQ. So we're going to see if people are good on the brakes or if they lock up and spin out, which is very easy to do. We've seen some people go into the barriers already in the heat races, and they all seem to make it through cleanly. So now going into turn 4, the hardest braking zone on the entire track in this direction. Let's see if they make it through.
Oh, dear. They're all piling up in the back, but it looks like they're going to keep it clean.
Yep, an unusually clean start in the LCQ.
So our top 4, Ryan has made his way into the top 4. Thomas retains his lead. William retains his second place. Manny finds his way in third, and Ryan in fourth.
Yep. So
unfortunately for, I believe that was Kevin, who was originally in third, he dropped back to fifth. So he's going to have to fight his way back up into the top 4 spots, which is very doable, especially in these conditions. It's also very tricky.
Yep. Top 4 is all to play for.
And it's hard to see on the camera, but the rain is actually picking up some more as somebody spins in the back. I believe that is Tristan. I was talking to him earlier, he has a very visible suit, and by visible, I mean it's just a different color from everyone else's. He's got the frog top.
Looks like we have Ryan all over the back of Manny.
Oh yeah, Ryan's aggressive. I was talking to him before the race. He said his skill in the wet, he said it's not the best, but the way he's racing right now, I think I'm going to call him a liar. He just overtook Manny on turn 2.
His racing skill in the wet, said the liar. No, yeah, he did a perfect overtake there, taking the inside line, which I thought would be his undoing there, but he just holds it clean and gets right past Manny, who had the outside line there.
And now it looks like Ryan's going to be hunting William Frazier, who's in second. Thomas is taking off with the lead, but here they all come into turn 4. Respectful braking.
Yep.
Really hard to get that braking right in turn 4 because there's so many different lines you can take through that are all viable. Oh, somebody goes off. Hard to tell from the back who that was.
Yeah, I definitely heard it, the grumbling on the strips, but they didn't go off all the way.
Yeah, they dip 2 tires off. They're doing a little bit of off-roading. They get a little mud on the tires.
Manny's struggling out here in the wet as he's falling back into the clutches of someone else.
I cursed him. Before the race, I said, embrace your inner Mario Kart banana peel since you have the yellow suit. Unfortunately,
The problem with the banana peel is that they're stationary.
Yeah, let's not do that. As many almost spins. Woo, he kept that. Why did I open my mouth?
Oh, did he go off the track?
I think he overcooked it. He might have gotten bumped, but that is Manny stuck, and I think that's the end of his race. Unfortunate for Manny, who took my advice of Mario Kart Banana Peel a little too seriously.
Yep, the yellow flag out in sympathy for his suit. As the racing continues down the front straight, we go into turn 1 here. It looks like there might be some side-by-side action with someone in a pink suit.
Pink suit? That's William Frazier in third, fending off Kevin, who fought his way back up to fourth. Either that or rather than fighting his way back.
Not dying on his way up to fourth, which is how it can be described in wet races. Sometimes all I have to do is to survive to make up positions. I
just want to give an apology to Donnie, who I never recognize ever when I'm up here. I recognize him all the time when I'm racing with him and when we're hanging out after the race. But when I'm up here, I never recognize him. So it's Donnie who's in fourth, not Kevin. Kevin's in fifth. He's chasing Donnie.
Okay. Yeah, I think I see that. Kevin's in white right now?
I believe so. Because Donnie's the one with the GoPro.
Yeah, I see a little bit of action on Kevin right now. A little bit of a bump here and there through turns, what is that, 5 and 6?
We just call it bus stop around here. Yeah. That bus stop chicane.
Well, that's where they are right now, but the bump happened earlier.
All right, so everybody's rounding Light Bulb, where unfortunately Paulo went off in Light Bulb as he was leading his heat race, dropped him down to 9th place. Spoiler alert, he fought himself back up to 4th. So he's got a good starting position in the final. It's just a rare things to see out here. We got Thomas running away with it. Ryan in second. Yeah, really good racing from Ryan.
All his way up to second. He's going to be hunting down Thomas, actually. And here we see some side-by-side action.
Donnie on the inside of William Frazier.
Nice.
Can Donnie make this overtake? Taking the outside, take that inside curb, get a little bit of grip, but you sacrifice momentum. Williams going to have to capitalize on that momentum, which he does going into 2, but he has the inside, doesn't have as much grip. Can he close that door on Donnie? Yes, he can. Hugs the inside. Donnie's got the outside of 3. All right, Williams got to hug the inside of 3. Get that through. Keep it clean.
Side-by-side racing in the wet for 3 consecutive corners in a row. This is some brilliant racing out here.
As we see somebody go off. Yeah, somebody went off. Not sure. I'm focused on this battle for 4th or 3rd. Donnie's still hounding William for 3rd place. All this fighting is going to let Kevin catch back up. And in 5th, we see...
spun out, of course.
Yeah, in 5th, we see Colin Flynn. Good to see him having a clean race.
It looks like the person who spun out is getting out of the cart right now.
Oh, man. Hopefully nothing's damaged. I'll keep an eye on the front to see if there's anything crazy happening.
To get it unstuck from the mud, but I'm going to pan back over to the racing.
Yep. So, intense battle for 3rd. Kevin, hopefully, can capitalize on this, catch back up, and get himself into the final. Looks like Tristan's made up a few spots, too, despite having that spin early on.
Yeah,
so,
you can really see the dovetails being kicked up from the wet tires there.
Oh, yeah. You know, when I was racing out here, I'd purposely stick my helmet in a dovetail just to have water to wipe off my visor. Because sometimes there'd be, like, just enough dirty water on my visor such that when I'd wipe it with my glove, it'd just smear all the dirt, and it'd actually reduce my visibility.
Yeah, that's why you gotta have all those peel-offs. I've seen Manny with them.
Oh, man, peel-offs here. That's a little overkill, if you ask me.
Yeah, I know, but if he's going for the whole banana shtick, he's got some
I should see that.
As these drivers are in these slippery conditions, they're on slick tires out there in this wet and doing a great job at holding it together for the most part.
Yeah, so these karts, they only have slick tires. There are no rain tires for these karts. The LO206 series that they also run on winter Sundays here, they do run wet races in wet tires. So it's really interesting to see the differences in how the karts handle between the different tires. But these league races, all slick tires, you got to embrace your inner Tokyo drift and drift around nearly every corner, maintain your momentum, and it's a lot more fun than it looks going sideways through all these tight corners, especially since most of the corners can be treated as really wide hairpins out in the wet here. I strongly recommend, if it's raining, just come on down here on a wet day. They'd love to have you, just watch you drift around. If you spin, so what? Spinning's part of the fun. Spin to win.
Yep, spin to win. Yeah, but in these races, there's definitely no element of randomness or luck here as these people skillfully go through. I guess you could argue that there's a luck factor at the very beginning of the race if you're going to be part of any chaos, but there was no chaos at the beginning of the race. Everyone kept it clean for the most part.
We are going to have a three-way battle for third here. We have William Frazier ahead of Donnie Ward ahead of Kevin Mays. So basically, whoever comes in third of this squabble of three is not going to make it to the final. Let's see how it pans out.
Yeah, so this is the race for the final. You gotta not be last in order to not be eliminated.
I can tell Donnie's really pushing his cart. Just seeing those tiny squibbles of the rear getting away from him in turn two. He's giving everything that cart's got. Get as much momentum as possible. He's on the razor's edge, and he got a great exit out of three. He's scoping out William to find a good spot to overtake here.
Yeah, and then that's Kevin in fifth still?
Correct.
Yeah, I think Kevin has made it to the final once, right?
Yeah, he's getting out here a lot. You know, before each race, whenever I go, for me, before, when I'm doing my grid walk, getting everybody's names, it's always a 50-50 between Kevin or Kyle. They're both four-letter names that start with K, and they both suit his appearance, but it's Kevin.
Yep.
I didn't realize Kevin is not four letters. I can't count.
Yeah.
I'm not in it today.
I was doing math there. I was figuring out which letter was more than silent.
Nah, it's fine.
But this continues.
Yep. Tom is still leading. Tom is quite literally like.
They make their way through a roller coaster out onto the pit straight.
So first and second, Thomas and Kyle. Thomas and Ryan.
We have a potential move coming in as
side by side. Donnie on the inside. He's got
get the overtake done before the corner even starts, and he's able to run out to the inside, but he leaves him space in case he's right there alongside him, and Williams able to fight back, take that inside line of two. But Donnie just wants all the momentum. He just wants to speed by William, not give him any chance at all, and no chance is given as Donnie passes by William here to take third place.
Really
dropped down into the danger zone with Kevin right behind him.
Really bold by Donnie, but that was expertly controlled. He didn't have the move done on the entrance to one. They were still side by side. Donnie's entrance was actually compromised because he was in the middle of the track in the one, which is not where you want to be. That's where you have the least grip, actually. You either want to fully commit on the inside or fully commit on the outside. So Donnie knew just how much momentum he could take turning into one to get the best possible exit out of two, close the door into three, and make that overtake stick. Brilliantly played by Donnie. Let's see how William can hold off Kevin or maybe get back at Donnie to keep himself in the final position.
Well, from this half a lap already, it looks like Donnie's pulling away here.
Yeah, Donnie's got really strong pace. I've raced with him, and I could say for certain Donnie's pace is always really strong.
Yeah, and then William, I've raced with him before. His racecraft is really good. I've done, like, that sequence in which they were side by side in the wet. They both had to give each other optimal space there, and it was excellently played by him. And I've done similar stuff with William when racing with him in the past.
I haven't gotten to race with William that much, but I can say each time I did have an on-track battle with him, it was a treat. William's racecraft it's good. It's fun to be around, and it carries the spirit of racing. So let's see that spirit on display defending from Kevin so we can get into the final, because this is a battle for that last spot. Kevin really wants to get inside, and he's really hounding William here for that last spot. He wants to reclaim that third place. Well, he dropped back from third, but he really wants to reclaim that
final spot of the LCQ to move on to the final.
Thank you.
No one else is making it through here. It's all or nothing here.
Oh, don't say that. You'd never know, because I'm just saying it's not outside the realm of possibility that
two people crash out and get stuck in the grass, and two other people get to claim the spot in the final.
Yeah, because Colin Flynn is sitting in 6th place. kind of far behind, but if someone crashes, or if two people crash out, he could find himself in the final. Colin Flynn having a pretty clean race to himself. That's good display from him.
Yeah.
He was struggling in his heat race, so to make up this many positions is good to see.
Yeah, Kevin is fighting for that final 4th spot. Everyone else behind Kevin, they're fighting to keep him honest and be in range to pick up any pieces that might fall apart as these people construct their Lego race.
Speaking of deconstruction, somebody spins at the exit of roller. That is a dangerous spot to spin.
Uh-oh.
Because it's the exit of roller coaster. People, that's like right next to the racing line. Here they come. Oh boy, that's on the racing line.
It's someone a lap down, right?
Woo, that was close.
Yeah, but they make it free, and then here's our battlist. Maybe that distracted William enough to let Kevin pass, and it looks like it did, maybe?
Possibly. I'm not sure, because the incident was resolved by the time those two rounded roller coaster. However, William is still barely ahead of Kevin. Kevin fighting tooth and nail, deep on the inside.
But he isn't quite able to make it.
Yeah, the inside of 2 isn't necessarily where you want to make the pass. It's where you want to set up the pass going into 3.
Yeah, William got a brilliant pass back, because I'm pretty sure I saw Kevin in front at the pit straight at some point, but William was able to get that return move done.
Yeah. Also, good car control from Donnie, recognizing that there was a car pulling back on track that was spun out on the racing line. I think Donnie had to slow down a bit just to keep himself from running in, but Donnie retains his position.
Gap. You couldn't tell he slowed down.
Well, yeah. Either he slowed down or he was, like, aware enough to recognize, even though visibility's low, because there is an upward crest coming out of there, not unlike Laguna Seca's crest, but in the other direction.
Yeah, well, it is like Laguna Seca's
Oh, yeah, it is.
in the reverse direction.
Yeah, we're going reverse, yeah. It's just like that. It's hard to see if there's a car coming in, but he was able to see it, especially with the rain and these low visibility conditions. Also good on the track workers for waving those yellow flags and making sure everyone's aware we got a car coming back on track. So, incident resolved, no collisions, good to see.
Speaking of collisions, I see someone spun out at the at turn 2 here. I heard it, and here's the result of that. But the racing continues as the white flag and yellow flag is waved as there's someone stuck on the edge of that turn 2.
Yeah, someone's stuck out there.
That means no overtaking during this, so if Kevin has any ideas or if there's even any opportunity. Oh, wait. William's behind Kevin.
William made the pass. Kevin made the pass before the yellow flag, which cut off Williams' attempt at fighting back for that part of the track, which is a good part of the track to fight back. Well, kind of. So it's up to William to pressure Kevin, possibly into making a mistake, because this last lap overtake decides who gets into the final.
Yeah, I see that pressure being put on.
Oh, we got a pressure cooker here. William is on
Final
Kevin's
lap.
tail.
This is for the final.
So let's see how these two manage to pan out.
Yeah, coming into the most complex section of the track. It's the narrowest here because of the wet weather. The slick sections are hard to go through, but on this part of the track you have to go through the slick section, so anything's game here.
Yeah, you're on the razor's edge. You need to find that perfect balance between pushing, but not pushing too hard so you don't spin out yourself. It's really easy to overcook it in these conditions.
As we go to here, I should say that Thomas qualifies first for the final, followed by Ryan, who made a huge gap to get to qualify second. He'll be placed in 22nd place for the final.
Here comes Donnie for third, but it looks like Kevin has overtaken William for 4th place. I think William went with 2 overzealous and Leibold.
Donnie for third. I think there might have been an ambitious lunge because that gap. Wait.
Yeah.
No, William. Oh wait, yeah.
Yeah, Kevin's in 4th, William in 5th, Colin Flynn in 6th.
Yep, so Colin there to keep him honest, and there's additional racing across the line. Oh my goodness, they're bouncing. They wanted every position they can get, and you could tell that they were racing hard because he wasn't thinking about the brakes. He was just thinking about going as fast across the line as possible.
That is far from the first time we've seen people spin after the line, giving everything they can over a photo finish.
Yep, and with that being said, we have our top 4 qualifiers for the final, and that's where we'll see you. And And here we are back at the final. Now we've got a full grid of 24 racers. The top 4 from that last chance qualifying are now stuck to the back of the grid. And now we're going to have ourselves a really big, hopefully nice and clean, wet race for the final. We have Paulo with that mistake in the heat race, landing him back in 4th place, I believe.
No, Paulo was the 4th place in the heat, which means he's starting 8th. He's in the 4th row, so he's either in 8th or 9th starting here.
Right,
Let's
so
see.
The story is, will he overtake 7 people in the first corner or 6?
I can't believe you said that. Paulo's racecraft, he's very consistent with his overtakes, so it's in the cards to see him possibly overtake people, just pick him off one by one, but he's got his work cut out for him today. The rain has let up, but the track is absolutely soaked. Also, let me just try to get who was start. So we got Seb on pole position. Seb's had a really incredible heat race, and next to him is William Yee. So while William Frazier didn't make it to the final, William Yee is starting on the front row. Good job to him. We got Alex Seguin in 3rd as they round up roller coaster. Take it away.
Yep. So as they do their setup for their rolling start.
Beautiful microphone stand.
As they set up to go across the pit straight, I'm going to pan over to the flag waver, who will start this race. Flags waved and they're away. It's with 24 carts out there. It's a lot louder out here. We're already seeing people split into 3, 4 wide. Green flag still being waved, waiting for that to turn into a shade of yellow as they go around turn 1. And yep, there it is. Someone facing the wrong way, stuck right in the middle of that pack. So many people carted off. I see like.
I think that's Paulo.
Wait, really?
Really?
I don't think so.
I think it is. Well, I'll confirm it with the timing screens, but if that is Paulo that got caught in that crash, that's going to shake up the championship.
That was Paulo back in the pack. Are you sure that isn't Paulo in, like, 3rd here?
I'll confirm it, but in the chaos, Sergey has taken the lead, overtaking Sebastian in 2nd. That might be Paulo in 3rd.
As someone else, as 2 more people with white helmets and could possibly be Paulo or facing the direction.
We got a case of Schrodinger's Paulo here. There are 2 racers wearing the same black suit and the same thin-visored white helmet. So I'll have to wait till the timing screens refresh. So
that could be Paulo in 2nd here.
Yeah, Paulo's in a quantum superposition of 2nd place and 2nd to last place. We'll see in a couple minutes. But we got Sergey leading the race.
Yeah, with the ret racing, there's a lot of chaos.
Oh, yeah. Seb has dropped to 3rd, Spencer in 4th. Hard to tell who's in 5th from the spray. That's either Kirk or David in 5th. We'll get those timing sheets updated when they cross the line. But so far, the race has settled down quite a bit.
As there's a huge water splash.
Yeah, you don't want to do that water splash too much.
All right, so he opted to overtaking 6 people in the first corner instead of the 7.
Wow.
Good to keep it interesting, Paulo.
All right, so that's William in 3rd. Seb drops back to 4th. And Seb's in a battle with Kirk. Seb's on the inside, Kirk on the outside. Kirk has to brake a little earlier. But Kirk gets the over-under, gets the inside going down the back straight, and closes the door. Kirk overtakes Sebastian and Spencer as well. Yikes.
Stuck together in that pack, right?
Yeah. So at the front of the pack, we see, at the front of the race, spearheading everything, Paulo dives down the inside and overtakes Sergey and makes it stick. That was incredible. I don't know what happened there. I don't think Sergey was expecting a move like that in these conditions. That was yikes. Paulo just snipes it right from Sergey's nose.
And if you guys have seen previous races, you know that Sergey is the master of defending, and he's held up so many people.
The reason...
Massive defense trains.
Yeah, the reason I don't think Sergey saw that coming was because that turn 6 there, that is soaked. In these conditions, you have literally no grip. Paulo found all the grip in the world and just zipped right by. How the heck did... that is beyond mastery of car control there. If I tried that, Sergey doesn't want to give up. He aggressively takes that inside. Sergey's gonna fight back. He's the championship contender, fight with everything they got. Sergey also demonstrating incredible car control. Does a similar move. Takes that inside. Paulo on the outside with momentum. Sergey's gonna try to close the door, but he's not quite there in time. Yes, he is. Closes that door, takes the inside. We have a very intense battle for the lead between the two top championship contenders.
Now the question is, will Paulo try that same move again, and will Sergey be wise to it?
Sergey's going to be super wise to it, but this is where the mind games come into play.
Yeah, the question is, if he does defend that move, does that mean he's compromised in his regular racing line?
Yes, it does. That's why the mind games are coming into play. If Sergey takes a defensive line here, that leaves Paulo with all the momentum to get him through bus stop. Let's see what happens into turn 6. And they keep it clean. Regular line through turn 6. They're not doing any fighting business.
In fact, Paulo seems to be going back a little bit, trying to build up his momentum, possibly.
I think Paulo...
Someone going off-road, huge water splash, and that spins out their cart, and someone does a sympathy spin in the background.
Yeah. Usually
there's another spinner.
Oh, yeah, spins coming Paulo's around here.
Triplets, I guess.
Oh, man. All right.
Yeah, the triple spin threat. Always got to watch out for that.
So we see who's in the first and second. William Yee has dropped to third from his starting position in second, which is fine. We got, I believe that's Kirk in fourth, Spencer in fifth. I got the timing sheet right here. Stephen Barrett, who is really good in the dry. He's having a good race out here. In sixth, Stephen Barrett races in the LA 206 category out here as well. So we got lots of small battles. Yeah, everyone's...
And now it looks like we have some more side-by-side action, but Sergey pulls slightly ahead despite having the inside line. Some good defensive driving on his part. And then we go into turn 3, braking zone here. This is where people will set up for the back straight for the big dive bomb lunge overtake, but we don't normally see that kind of stuff from these guys.
Yeah, the dive bomb lunge overtake in these conditions simply does not work. We saw it in a race several races ago. Somebody tried a dive bomb lunge overtake in these conditions and completely took out another racer and took himself out. So we see Paulo down the inside of 6 again. Except he had made the move, getting better momentum out of 5. So rather than a surprise attack, that was just getting a better exit out of 5 than Sergey, allowing him to get his nose in and make that move traditionally.
It has been back and forth with these top two, Sergey and Paulo, really taking it to each other, giving us some brilliant side-by-side racing here.
Sergey turns his head and sees that it's clear behind him, so Sergey knows he can push and pressure Paulo without much risk, because we see Kirk coming up on William and a battle for third. Really aggressive on the inside of light bulb, gets a tire in the grass to make that stick, taking the inside of double apex and through roller coaster.
There's just so much more momentum on the outside line.
Yeah, that outside line, William knows that he had enough momentum, keeps that outside line. He gives Kirk the space to go on the inside, which is a trap, because if you dive down the inside, you just compromise yourself. It's really enticing to watch. That would be an easy overtake from Kirk, but as you can see out here, the rain's picked up again. It is not dry.
Inside of turn 2 and takes back the lead.
Woo! But Paulo's coming back. These two just going back and forth. An intense race for the lead. Sergey reclaims the lead of the race. It is back and forth between Sergey and Paulo. Keep in mind, Sergey and Paulo started relatively in the back. They started from like 4th and 5th row. Yeah. So they carved their way up, and they're in it to win it today.
Yeah, there's so much profit going on. It looks like Paulo has a lot of speed. Will he try the move again? Nope. I think he just wants Sergey to forget about his... I think he's just trying to see if Sergey is going to go defensive, try to read him through there again to see if he's possibly going to try to throw something different each time.
A little bit further back, we see Thomas take a note from Paulo and get a move similar to Paulo's done on James Kempf. So good control from Todd. Not Thomas, Todd.
Where's Todd
at? Todd is in like 6th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. So Todd gets past James.
And he's going to be hunting down for the lead of the pack this time.
Yeah,
Todd
so...
very good.
Yeah. So, for the most part. Lots of good, clean racing out here. I say that to curse the rest of the race so we could get more action.
Well,
I think Paulo is diving down the inside to try to reclaim the lead of the race. Sergey on the outside, get that momentum, but Paulo in a very...
the door.
Wow! Paulo knew that Sergey would try to get the inside, so he shut the door, which you normally would not do in these conditions. You want to take that outside line, but Paulo really holding him off. Sergey on the inside! Will Sergey attempt an inside pass? It doesn't seem like it.
Yeah.
An inside pass in the fall in these conditions is way too risky.
Yeah, when you run up to the inside on someone like that at the end of that corner, you're just cursed to not have a good setup for that straight.
You're much better off finding an opportune momentum pass in one of the other turns. Turn 4, as enticing as it may be, is the most complex corner in terms of braking. So, because both of these... Both Sergey and Paulo are mastercraft racers out here. They know each other well enough that out-braking the other person, that's simply not going to work.
Yeah, it's not an option.
Yeah.
I was going to say that Paulo, you were saying that Paulo would use a good racecraft and pick people off one by one at the beginning, and I was thinking of saying, well, it's like, well, at this level of race in the final, you can't really rely on other people's mistakes, but here we are after a huge chaos battle. They're now both starting from pretty... middle in the pack, now leading this race, front running, and having great battle, having a great duel as a result.
So we got again Sergey on the inside of Paulo for the lead of the race. Let's see what he can do. He gets on the inside. Will Sergey try to close the door because Paulo's taking the outside, committed, getting that momentum. I think Paulo's going to try to strike back down the back straight. Paulo can't really do much here. Sergey, they're going back and forth. They have mastered the overtakes out here, and at this point, it's anyone's race. And behind them...
It's just been back and forth all race.
Not to mention, behind them, there is a three-way battle for third. William right ahead of Kirk, who's right ahead of Spencer. Kirk showing really good racecraft today. He's not as aggressive as we're used to seeing him.
And somehow Paulo is in the lead right now?
Paulo is getting overtaken by... Spencer. Sergey, thank you. Turn 5.
I went over to look at that three-way battle that you were talking about. Then I looked back and Paulo was in the lead, and then also being overtaken by Sergey. What happened?
Action happening in the lead. There's action happening for third. There's action happening near the back. It looks like Sebastian got compromised and lost 2 positions. Sebastian's not having a good race despite starting in first. He had a really good heat race too. Just unfortunate for Sebastian. Just not quite being able to convert. Get him a Ferrari suit.
Yeah.
All right.
Sometimes you're just the heat race master.
Heat race master, final disaster. It happens. We see it time and again.
I thought someone was off the track there, but didn't. Might have been just the angle.
All right, so our top 2 going to keep it clean. Let's see if Kirk tries to make a move on William here. Kirk's been scoping out William all race.
All right, well, I'm going to try to watch both battles at once.
Don't watch both battles at once. That's my job. You're on camera duty. All right, but the battle for the lead.
Yeah, in the lead, Sergey makes an inside move.
But Paulo might have the better momentum if he doesn't get blocked off, which Sergey blocks him off. But Paulo's privy to it. They're side by side going into 4. Paulo breaks really late.
He breaks later than Sergey, but he clears the curb.
The curb is the key. That is one of the highest risk maneuvers you can do out here. They know that the maximum possible braking control, as long as you hit that curb exactly like Paulo did,
he literally used the grip he literally used the curb to grip his tires and hold it from the inside angle. This is literally some initial D stuff right here.
It truly is. If Paulo misjudged that curb even just a little bit, that would have spun him. That's some top of the line racing.
Yeah,
we were getting some brilliant back and forth action by our leaders today.
Some kerklunking in the background here, possibly a potential crash leading up.
There was some contact in the 4, but it didn't cause anyone to spin.
Yeah, I was just wondering if people would try to attempt retribution.
It was the battle involving Ryan. Ryan got bumped in 4, I believe.
He's moved quite a way up the pack.
Oh yeah, Ryan's having a good race.
22nd race, 22nd place.
Next time Ryan tells me that.
The race.
Oh yeah, Paul got back again.
Somehow.
Paul's the one that got by. Why am I surprised? They've been back and forth so much. I don't even know who's who anymore. Sergey, Paul defending the inside from Sergey. Really rare moves, only because these two know each other so well. Knowing your opponent is quite literally half the battle out here. If you know what kind of
Sergey makes a move for the inside and claims the lead.
Paulo's fighting back with a better momentum. Can he do it? Paulo, he's getting squeezed on the inside. Yeah, Sergey is privy to it, squeezes him on the inside, forcing Paulo
to back off.
Dang, these are really intense.
This is just pure mastery that we're witnessing here as now turn 7. Paulo just wants to get an overtake on every corner of the track on Sergey.
But they're side by side through bus stop to further and they somehow make it end well. How?
They're still somewhat side by side through top of the world.
You alternate.
Oh my goodness.
If you go side by side through bus stop, you alternate back and forth between zero grip conditions. The amount of respect and space that these two have, despite battling tooth and nail for the lead, is remarkable.
There's a yellow flag being waved.
I looked around the track. It looks like at turn 1 there's a cart off the track. That's where the incident is.
Oh, okay. So that's no overtaking, unfortunately.
Yep, no overtaking.
Sergey's favor here. Paulo cannot overtake.
But Paulo can stay behind Sergey and just follow him really closely. So they keep it clean for turn 1, but after the incident, anything's fair game. The rules are that no overtaking from a yellow flag to the incident, but once you're past the incident, race is on.
But and also, I will say, Sergey has a little bit of a gap right now.
Yeah. You're right. Let's see how long he can hold that. I also want to mention, while we have been focusing on the lead of the race, there have been so many good battles throughout the pack. It's not like Formula 1 where you can watch the race and it's the leader, but there are so many good races out here today. You almost have to come out here and see it for yourself. You can't catch everything.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult, but if you're one of the racers out here who watches these videos, if you want to be on camera, wear something bright and identifiable, and be in the lead of the race.
Yeah. Heck, maybe just
like someone else, of course. If you're by yourself, then no luck.
Yeah. Fortunately, I try to do my best to get good identifiers on who's out here. It takes practice, but we make it work.
Yep.
Looking at the front battle.
There seems to be the most minor. Oh, never mind.
David in the back.
From David Bustashvili.
Yep. David Bustashvili. I think he's one of the people that got caught in that turn 1 incident, but he has overtaken several people and is fighting back.
Still
I think
too wide through there.
Yeah.
Sergey still has the lead, so I don't think there's been change there.
Yeah, David is one of the. I don't want to call him an unlucky racer out here, but he's usually getting spun through no fault of his own. I see people hit him, which, I'm usually getting hit out here. White flag!
White flag. So this is the final lap. Paulo has the lead somehow.
While we were looking away looking at David, Paulo's all like, all right, the rain's really coming down now. So Sergey on the inside, Paulo on the outside. Paulo's going to go for that momentum overtake.
But Sergey with the inside hits this.
Gets the outside. Sergey squeezes him, but it's not enough. Paulo's going to get by, but he's not fully by. He's going to have to brake really hard, getting on that curb, and he makes it stick. Holy moly!
Perfectly. Now will Sergey be able to get by him? There's half a lap remaining for first place of this race. Now this is for Paulo's perfect record of the season. We're in race 4, halfway through the race, and he's won every race so far. Will Sergey be the one to stop that from happening?
For my money, it's all going to come down to the final corner. Sergey has to stay on Paulo's tail and get a better exit out of roller coaster and beat him to the line. But it's a tall order. But knowing these two, that's his best bet. because most of the overtaking spots are already passed. Now he just has to go back the line. The finish line is far down the front straight, so the possibility of a photo finish is pretty high. Sergey must have heard me from up here because he's right behind him. Get that good exit. Get that slipstream.
Is there any chance?
Paulo's pulling.
Paulo's exit is too good. He runs away with it and takes the lead of the race, winning his 4th race in a row. And in 3rd place, we have someone
It's Kirk. What happened to William? Kirk is in 3rd, followed by Spencer. William's nowhere to be seen. William's been holding 3rd all race. We didn't capture what happened. Oh no.
Well, that's been some brilliant racing, especially for the top 2. We haven't had anything that good in a while. Or we always have something that's good in a while. So if you want to see more of that, be sure to hit that big red subscribe button, and we'll see you at the podium.
First of all, that was the fastest wet day, like actually raining, that we've ever had by a large margin. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people break 100 seconds to the left. I've been 100 seconds to the left, so good job. But anyways, coming in 3rd place out there today, got a best lap of a 99.741, finishing 6.9 seconds off the lead. Nice. That's good.
It's a bit of penalty.
Coming in 2nd place, part of the great battle for the lead that stretched on and on and on. It'd be real awkward if he isn't at the podium yet. No, he's right there. Coming in 2nd, 99.258 best lap, 0.25 off the lead. Sergey Kavastov. Really having fun today. Let's take that top spot. I have been told this is 7 in a row now, including last season. We had a best lap of 99.384. Part of the great battle with Sergey out there. Coming in 1st place, Paulo Verstappen. And best lap time goes to Todd Hutchings with this 98.770. Woo! 98.
Whatever happens during the race day, somehow it ends up in the solution.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of like you guys have been here for ages. Are you gonna post it? Yeah. Hey, I've been doing better about it.